All right, serious question. Why did this generation go from until death do us part to until I'm dissatisfied or until I'm angry at you or until I just get tired?
A serious question was raised. Why did relationship move from until death do us part to until we are tired, until I'm no longer happy, until I'm no longer feeling you, until you're now fat, let's break up? Even marriage as well. Marriage is until death do us part. But now, most of the time, nobody's gonna die, but they're gonna go apart. Like when the relationship moved from until death do us part to until we're tired. That's a conversation we are having in today's video. Hey, beautiful people. I am doing today, Chagamara David, and thank you so much for tuning in another interesting video. So, is it that it is a generational thing that allow relationship not to last again, or it is just people are now become wise? There are a few reactions I have to share with you before I talk about this whole thing, but then I'd like to know your own thought because it is a question. I want to know your answer. Why has relationship moved from until death do us part to please, I am tired, we need to go. We need to go our separate ways. When did they move from that to that, like the switch? Or are you not seeing the switch? Tell us down in the comment section why you feel like relationship moved from until death do us part to I am tired. We need to go our separate ways. Let me read some reactions for you to watch. I'll come back and talk about it.
Generation go from until death do us part to until I'm dissatisfied.
Because social media has given people an exaggerated or overinflated idea of what their options really are. And let me explain, right? Because when you're online or when you're like on the internet, social media, whatever it is that you're using, right? You don't actually have to be a good person. You just have to look good. When you're actually dealing with people in real life, or good people at least, you have to be a good, decent person. And a lot of y'all aren't good, decent people in general. And because there's this false sense of abundance in the dating scene right now in everybody's minds, like it's so easy to think, oh, well, I can just drop this person and just get a new one. Like people treat relationships like car parts now. Whenever that part gets old or whenever that part isn't convenient anymore, I'm gonna just get a new one. Not only that, and this is the part that nobody in our generation really likes to talk about, most of us never really saw healthy and happy relationships. Like, let's be honest. Also, given the fact that the vast majority of us in the black community specifically were raised by a single parent. So again, most of us have never even seen what a healthy relationship may or may not look like. The biggest reason why this is the case, the biggest reason why relationships in our generation don't last is because people have the understanding that a relationship you're committed to you is going to require you to change in some way. And believe it or not, most people don't want to change. Most people are comfortable in familiarity. So, like what they already know and the behaviors they're already used to, and the behaviors that they emit that are already accepted around the people that they're around, they don't want to change none of that. So, if they're used to talking to people any type of way, or just being aggressive with people, or whatever it is that they're doing that's negative or negatively affects them or the people around them, they're not going to want to change that, regardless of how ass backwards it may sound.
All right, serious question. Why did this generation go from until death do us part?
All right, let's talk about first off, it's not a generation thing. I think it's more of a standard thing, and society has changed over time. And let's be real, why those relationships in the past lasted so long. Let's be real. And let's also realize that a long lasting relationship, 30, 40, 50 years, doesn't always mean it was a good relationship or a good marriage. Once upon a time, there were women who couldn't even open bank accounts without having a man. There were a lot of things women couldn't do back in the day without men. And there were also a lot of questionable age gaps in these relationships. So a lot of times, these women were with men, and that's all they know. It was that man their whole life. And for some guys, they love that. That's really questionable. We need to have an honest conversation. People are not staying in relationships nowadays because we don't feel the need to suffer for love. You know, not everybody's religious. Not everybody believes in the Bible. So if y'all believe y'all have to stay with someone through all that because it says so, that's you. There's a difference between having disagreements in relationships, but there's a difference between being downright just not happy. I would never want someone just to be with me and not be happy. And a lot of y'all idea of love isn't love, is tolerance, right? They lasted so long based off of tolerance and dependence, right? They needed that financial support, and they tolerated that man no matter what, or they tolerated each other no matter what. I don't want tolerance. I don't want tolerance. I'd rather you leave than tolerate me. I'd rather you leave and be happy than tolerate me. And if you leave me a couple years from now, a couple months from now, I'd rather you leave me than say, till death do us part. Till death do us part, and we just tolerate each other. I'm good on that.
All right, serious question. Why did this generation go from until death do us part to until I'm dissatisfied or until I'm angry at you or until I just get tired?
Because we think we got all these options. You know how many women in my DM right now? Why the fuck would I compromise on something with you when I could go out here and get a woman who don't care about it? And y'all women got it even worse. Y'all post a story on Instagram, get 100 likes, and consider that motion. Little do y'all know, 98 of them niggas just want to fuck. The 2 niggas that would take you serious, you would never give them the time of day. You think they lame. Our generation is also very selfish. Everything's conditional. Everything's a contract. You provide this, and I'll give you that. You make me feel this good, and I'll make you feel that good. As a man, are you a provider? As a woman, what do you bring to the table? Y'all need to realize y'all need to like these people. Y'all just using them. And the minute that they can't provide what you using them for, you're going to toss them to the curb and find somebody else. We think getting married is a bigger commitment than having kids together. We think sex is a hobby. We think boundaries are controlling. We think correction is hate. Our generation also thinks that healthiness means perfection. So I know that y'all been good. I know that he done sacrificed a lot for you. But the minute that he don't make you feel special, the minute that you don't feel as loved as you used to feel, he ain't the one. You should leave. Go find somebody else. Yeah, twin, I know she held you down when you was fucked up, and I know that she gave birth to your kids. But look at her now. She don't even look the same. And it's affecting her confidence. Why should you have to sit there and try to build her up? We could just go find another young girl with no kids who already got the confidence that you want and look as good as you want. We want to be in a relationship but still do single shit. We confuse compromising with settling. Our standards are based off delusion and Disney movies and The Notebook. We want the most perfect person in the world without acknowledging that we probably the biggest fuck up that we know.
So in that reaction, some people are saying it's social media. Social media have painted a perfect relationship for people. So in case when you're probably following a particular couple, or you're hearing about a celebrity couple, or you're just seeing some things and you see probably your old time friend posted their family picture. You saw that she posted a boyfriend. You saw anniversary post of 35 years and counting. And probably you saw the gifts that they gave her during the birthday. And you're like, I did my birthday and my partner didn't even wish me happy birthday. I did anniversary and they didn't even give me a dime. Like one of the teachers was saying that people are actually looking at social media to determine what their relationship should look like. Yes, people are doing that, but then people are also looking at social media to determine why they have to leave when they are tired. Yes, they leave when they're tired because they see that the ones that stayed, even while they were unhappy in the relationship, still end up miserable years later. When they wanted to leave, it was still difficult for them. Early stage or late stage, they still find it very difficult. So social media, I would say yes, it contributed to the whole from there to us part to our living I'm tired. I agree with the second stage, the guy saying that people actually stay because of tolerance, not because of love. That when you look at the years, anniversary, some people say I've been married for the past 30 years, 10 years, 50 years. It doesn't matter that they've been happy for that years. And sometimes when you look at how long a marriage has been or a relationship has been, most of the time one of them had to compromise, one of them had to settle, one of them had to just, you know what, I'm going to put my happiness aside and let your own happiness shine. One of them, and the one that always do that, it is the woman. The woman always put her happiness aside and be like, you know what, I'm going to give in my all to this relationship so that we can count 30 years together. We can be together for the rest of our lives. Because if the woman doesn't put her happiness aside, most relationships are not going to last. Okay? Because most of the time, women are not happy in the relationship. And the thing is that why relationships are actually lasting back then is because it has to. And because I saw a video this morning where the lady was saying that most of our parents then, they were always maxing the wrong things that their partner was doing. If probably cheating, they will not tell anybody. They're not going to tell the family members. If he was beating her, physical abuse, she's not going to open her mouth to tell anybody. She's not even going to tell her close friend. She's not even going to tell her sister or her mom that this person is beating me, because she doesn't want to bring shame to the man's name. So she's going to hide it and, take it in and to cover his shame. But now we see people come online to tell us, look at what my husband did in the kitchen. He didn't wash the dishes. People are coming out to call out these men BS. And these are the things that have been happening in closed doors. And sometimes when you look at the comment section of these videos, you will see people say, why bring this matter to social media? Why are you bringing this is supposed to be a secret thing in your relationship? You see a woman coming to talk about how she read her husband text messages and she saw a lot of him messaging a lot of girls, and they come to tell you that why are you bringing it on social media? You should handle it between you and your man. You shouldn't bring it on social media. So I feel like women now are now saying the things in details, what is going on. They're no longer hiding what is going on in their relationship, and that is why they have to go. Because if you talk about what is going on in your relationship to a friend, they see it in a way that you are not seeing it, and they kind of see where the problem is coming from. And sometimes they make you to realize that, do you know that this relation, what he's doing is actually bad to you? Do you know there's a name for what he's doing? Do you know that this man you're with is a narcissist? And they start saying that, oh, this is really true. This is what this person has been doing to me. So women are no longer keeping quiet, unlike our grandmas that will max the thing. They won't say anything. In fact, they're going to put on full face makeup after being beaten. Can you stay in a loveless relationship just because you don't want people to know that you guys are no longer in love, or just because you feel like you want to be able to celebrate a certain years so that you can also tell people that, oh, I was married for 30 something years, I've been married for so years? Can you stay in a loveless relationship? I feel like generation now and the way relationship is going now, I feel like if these men do not hide their standards, if they do not work on themselves, the loneliness epidemic is going to be worse than this, because women nowadays don't settle anymore. Women nowadays are fighting for divorce left, right, and center, because there's no point staying in a relationship that you're not happy. You keep complaining about the same thing at the same time, and at the same time, they don't even appreciate whatever you're doing. Women now are seeing the need that they are the one that actually is men that actually need the relationship more than them. Men are saying that they are happier being alone without stress of men or relationship or whatever it is. Women are saying that these men are still behaving like their grandpas. The men are not changing. It's the women that are changing. If you guys notice, the men are not changing. The men are still looking for traditional women. They are still looking for women that will do everything for them. They're still looking for women that's going to be their mothers. But the women are changing. The women are no longer our ancestor women anymore. Just the way the men will tell you and say, oh, you women don't behave like our ancient women anymore. I remember my mom back in the years, she did this for my dad. Women are no longer doing all of that. Women are no longer going to allow you to beat them and still stay in that relationship. Women are now beating their husbands. Okay, they will beat you. Women are stronger than men now. They are beating their husbands. You cannot cheat on a woman. Some women are cheating back. Some women are leaving immediately. Some men are actually dealing with their partners. In fact, it's women that are now cheating and the men are crying. Okay, women are no longer settling anymore. But you see, the men, they are still living like they are still in their 80s, 60s, 70s. They're still living like the grandpas and the great grandpas, the way they were training or actually getting married. They still want a traditional woman, but then they still don't want to provide. At least those ones then they had traditional women, but they were providing. These ones don't even want to provide. They don't they but they still want you to live your life for them and do whatever anything to make them happy. Bear children, cook and clean. A lot of that. So back to the question, why are relationship no longer to death do us part anymore in this generation? As I said earlier, yes, I would say social media is bringing the good and bad and ugly in a relationship and allowing people to see the right truth in a relationship. And again, the fact that people are now getting wise, I feel like this is wake up season for women, and women are now understanding their usefulness in the society. They're not saying that if they are not needed, they need to leave. Women are no longer, although some women are still fighting for men anyway, but then women are no longer settling, okay? They, most women are trying to build themselves up financially everywhere. They're trying to even level up in their ways. And for you to be able to get a woman like that, you yourself as a man, you need to level up. Most men do not, most men just want to give bare minimum and expect you to appreciate it. Most men will just want to do the normal thing they're supposed to do in a relationship and tell you are not grateful. Like, okay, when a woman is doing everything and still don't get appreciated, I feel like women are already understanding the fact that men are the one that need them in the relationship more than they need them. And I feel like because of most single women that come online and talk about how happy they are, child-free women come online and talk about how happy they are being child-free, make other women to be like, you know what, I'd rather stay happy single than being in a relationship miserable. So yeah, I just feel like is the way things are going now, and I feel like this is better than the other way because most people that stayed till death do them part were never happy till death do them part. In fact, they were happy that the partner, one of them, by they were happy. In fact, you see some people say that I was very happy that he finally died so that I can breathe peace. Some people will say it. Okay. So till death do them part, if you're in a relationship till death do them part does not mean that they were happy all through. So if you're living because you want your sanity, you want to be happy, you want to find in your inner peace or something else, fine. Because you staying in a relationship that you're not happy is worse than any other thing because it can affect your mental health, and also you can even get unalived and want to commit suicide, and it can lead to depression and all of that because you're not happy and a lot of things are making you unhappy. So why would you settle to be in a relationship that does not make you happy? And the thing is, because men give bare minimum, they do not want to change and kind of make the relationship work. So there's no amount of work you put into as a woman. The man don't want to do the same because they're still believing in the old ways that they are the man, they are the superior, they are the this, they are the that. So they feel like you should always be below them. So whatever they want you do. And it's no longer like that anymore. Let me know your thoughts about this video down in the comment section. Trigger Mara David, and thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this one. Like, share, subscribe, please. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.